Okay, so now let's see the working of our distant messaging system project using LoRa modules. So we use a pair of LoRa modules of same type, that is RA02 module. So the top one acts as a transmitter and the bottom one acts as a receiver. So the transmitting LoRa module is being controlled using the microcontroller, that is Node MCU. Whereas the bottom one that acts as a receiver is being controlled with a microcontroller, that is R4 Wi-Fi Arduino module. So let me tell you how it works. So this Node MCU acts like a web server as well as controlling this transmitting LoRa module. So from the web server, using a mobile phone, you will be able to access this Node MCU web server, and you can type your message there, and that message is sent to this LoRa module transmitter, and the transmitter transmits the message in the form of data packets, and it's being received by this receiving LoRa module, and then your message is now being able to be displayed on this display over here on this LED display. So let's see how it works. So let me take a mobile phone, and this is the IP address. So I've already connected to the IP address that says 192.168.1.11. So I can type here the message. I just typed hello, how are you, and let me add question mark. Right, so now I just click send over LoRa. So once I send that, immediately I got a notification symbol on the receiver side. To view the message on this LED display, I need to click this tactile button. I need to push this tactile button, so it will be shows the message, hello, how are you. I hope you understood the working. So let's see the programming part for each of the microcontrollers of the LoRa's. So before understanding the connections of this project, let's understand the working model of distant messaging system. So I have named this project as a free distant messaging system because this project will offer a range of 1 kilometer in urban areas to send a free messages. So let's see how it works with the help of these blocks. So here, the major controllers that controls these two LoRa modules are the transmitter controller, that is the Node MCU, and the receiver controller, that is Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi. So these LoRa modules, that is sender and receiver, is placed within a distance of 1 kilometer range, and the sender is the person who is going to send the message, and the receiver is the person who is going to receive the message. So let's see how the sending part works. So towards the sending side, that is the transmitter side, there is a local Wi-Fi network like a router on which the transmitter controller, that is the Node MCU, is connected, and it's programmed to act as a web server. So to access the web server, the user should have a mobile phone. He can connect to this local Wi-Fi network to the IP address of this web server of Node MCU so that he can access the web page of that web server, and he can send the message from it. So that is how the project works. So after sending the message is sent to this sender, that is the RA02 module, and this sender module, LoRa, transmits the message in the form of data packets, and it is received and it's given to the receiver controller that is the R4 Wi-Fi, and on which you can the user or the receiver person views the message. So this is how it works. So now let's see the connections diagram. So here we have the connections diagram. I have differentiated into transmitter and receiver part. As we saw earlier, the working model, the node MCU is going to act as a web server. And here towards the receiver side, we have the R4 Wi-Fi. And the additional components here we have is the push button and the mini buzzer. The push button is used for viewing the message, and the mini buzzer is used for getting the notification if the message is being sent. So let's see the program for each of the controllers. So the controller here I'm mentioning is for the Node MCU and the R4 Wi-Fi. So let's see the controller code. That is the transmitter controller code. That is for the Node MCU first. So here is the code for the transmitter. So as I said earlier, we need to program the Node MCU to become the web server. So you need to include these two libraries to make it a web server. And also this Node MCU controls the LoRa module, that is RA02, to access a transmitter. So you need to include these two libraries in order to a Node MCU to identify the RA02 LoRa module. So here, these are the code for the LoRa modules. You need to define the SS pin, that is the slave select pin, reset pin, T100 pin. So this LoRa module, that is RA02, works with the principle of SPI interface, that is serial peripheral interface. So that is the reason we are including these lines here. Then this is for the connection. This is for connecting the Node MCU to the Wi-Fi network. So you need to type your local intranet, that is the router IP address and password of it in order to connect it and to act as a web server. And then coming down, so here's the program for the HTML code. I'm writing that code in this program of the Node MCU. So inside which I have mentioned how the web page should look. So here on the web page, I need to concentrate on two things. That is, one, for the user to input the message, to type in the message, and the other one is the button where he can send the message to the web server. So here we have the lines here for typing the message. That is, the input type will make a box, that is the input box on the web page, and this is the button for sending the message. So once the button is clicked by the user after typing the message, this on click event will be called. So this will trigger this function here. This function will immediately get the text from that input box, and then it will make a request. That is, it's called the AJAX request, where AJAX request means it's a type of method that is used in web pages in order to get and send the data without refreshing the web page. So I'm using XHTTP open get method transmit. On the transmit, I'm just sending the value, that is the text that has been typed by the user. So now the user sends this text message and it will be received on the web server side. So now this transmit will trigger this function over here. So once the URL identifies this transmit, so it will um, immediately call this function over here. So this handle transmit will handle this. It will get the text that is being sent by the user, and this handle transmit will send the text through the LoRa. So how it sends is that it we have the lines LoRa dot begin packet and then LoRa dot print message. So it will send this through the LoRa wireless network, and we need to type LoRa end packet. So after sending the message, it will end the occurrence. So that's it. This is how the sending part is done. So let's see how the receiving part is done. So this is the code for the receiver side. So for the receiver side, as usual, we are using R4 Wi-Fi. Sorry, we are using LoRa module that is RE02. So you need to include these two libraries for the LoRa. And then this is for making some graphics. That is the displaying the received text. So we use it, and for doing some animations also, these two libraries are used. So then, as I said, we need to define the buzzer pin and the button pin. And here, using LED matrix editor, I made an animation. So when the user gets the message on the receiver side, immediately this R4 Wi-Fi will display this animation on it as a notification. And let's come to this make notification sound after a while. So now in the setup, I just mentioned the buzzer pin to be the output and button pin to be the input pull-up. That is, we are setting it in high. High. So then this is for the LoRa settings. So this is for the matrix to begin. That is the display to begin. And coming down, here is the place where the project starts. I declare integer variable and I assign LoRa.packet size. So this packet size will become high when it receives the any messages from the sender part. So if packet size is equal to high, it means that if it becomes more than one, so when the LoRa receives the packet, this integer will become more than one, so it will become true. So if true, then make notification sound. So this make notification sound over here is made for the buzzer to activate a sound using this code. After that, I make this matrix on this R4 Wi-Fi to display the notification animation. So as I said earlier, so this is the animation, like a bell symbol will be displayed on it. After which we get the received packet and store it in the string variable called LoRa data. That is defined at the top. Right, so now how to view this message? So as I said, we are using a push button. So inside the loop, we are continuously checking whether if the push button is pressed. So we have already set the push button to be in high. That is in the setup. That is, we have already set this as pull up. That is high. So when we push it down, so now when we push it down, this high will be connected to the ground pin, so it will become low. So in that case, we make a notification sound again. We call this function again, where we have made the notification sound, after which we display the text. We display the text inside which I'm passing the string variable, that is, I'm passing the variable that's converted to string to it. So this is the display text over here. That is a function I've made inside which I'm using the scroll left property by displaying the text using matrix.println, the text that I've sent to it. Right. So this is how we display the received text on the display. That is the R4 Wi-Fi. So I hope you understood the project. And if you have any queries, you can make it as a comment. That's it about the project, and I will include the project files, that is the transmitter and receiving code, as well as the connections diagram in the description. So we will meet again with another project. Thank you so much.